I don't know.
All right. Hey, guys. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening to my new channel. And, we're not going to talk about what happened. Bob and I, we had a nice discussion. I put out on Twitter and Facebook what exactly is going on. Let's just say I have separated myself from Sportman Studios, and I'm doing my own thing. Bob and I, we're going to still be doing Meeting of the Minds. Right, Bob?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. I'm actually right now tweeting out that we are live.
We still plan on interviewing creators. We're still going to talk comics and stuff like that. It's just that I'm going to be basically it's just going to be me and Bob, and then I'll be doing stuff by myself. Like, there'll be times I'll stream if Bob can't stream.
All right.
We'll also be switching between. We'll be going back to our original format where we're going to be streaming between his channel, Nerd Over 30, and mine, Volt Chaos 1975, or Volt Chaos. Actually, it's just Volt Chaos. That's the YouTube channel. So anyhow, but yeah, just so to let you guys know, you can still call me Spork because that's pretty much what everybody knows me by. I am okay with that. I will just say I did put a tweet out the other night once again. Do I regret what happened to working on Sporkman and Spearhead? No, because here's why. If it wasn't for me doing that, Bob and I would have never met. Or we might have met, but we would have maybe never really done the channel or the stuff, because
remember, I'm still the troglodyte that has only been in comics, not actually, produced anything other than videos. So
yeah,
just remember. I admit that so good stuff. I mean, I wish Eric good luck. I have nothing against. I have nothing against him. I just couldn't be in that situation anymore. So hopefully, he's able to fulfill you guys, and I'll be sending off, of course, what he needs to make sure that happens. And I'm going to be doing my own thing. I still love Eric. He's still, it's just that I just cannot. Yeah, when you're in a toxic, when you're around toxic people, unfortunately, it can harm you. So. Not put too much out there, to not throw shade or anything, and to be above things like that. Sometimes business just changes your view of a situation. It's why it's always best to, if you go to business with friends, remember your friends first, business partner second, or else money will ruin the friendship. And
it wasn't money that ruined our friendship. It was just, unfortunately, I felt disrespected, and
I'm trying to. Don't need to be putting all that out there.
Yeah. So anyhow, we're going to stay positive. So we're going to
exactly my point.
So I do want to, 2023. I do want to give a kind of sad note, just a little sad note. Unfortunately, reaction to Lisa Marie Presley dying. Once again, she was only a few years older than me, but she was still, of course, her marriage with Michael Jackson was a big point. So, 2023 is already just kicking us in the nuts.
I'm doing all right. I guess I got a few things that maybe might, help out. Like, stop hitting me with the freaking phone! Thank you.
Anyhow, one of the things of why I wanted to do some streaming of Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne next week, actually,
Persona 3 comes out, and my plan is I want to go through, start doing a gaming stream. Bob, and what we're going to do is we're going to be switching channels. Like, I'll do a stream, Bob's going to do a stream of a game, and we're going to kind of do like a series. You know, we're going to have
I was actually about to suggest that maybe you pick up Gatewalkers. It's an ARPG. Like, I'm playing it right now on the projector with the controller, and I'm just kind of. I mean, it's got. I'm
share your screen so people can see it, and then I'll throw it up real quick.
Oh, give me this. Better yet. Wait. Okay, no, because the sharing screen would be a lot easier. Hold up, let me figure out how to. I'm not sure this will work with the projector because I am always.
So if you go into share screen, you should be able to. You should be able to set it because it should be set. Your projector should be set as an external monitor.
Yeah, I think I got it set.
Yep. There we go. All right. Yeah. So
let me.
What's the title of the game?
This is called Gatewalkers.
Gatewalkers.
Yeah.
So
I picked it up yesterday for $20 because it just came out yesterday.
So what we're gonna do basically, Bob and I we're gonna pick. A couple different things up. Like I'm going to be doing the Shin Megami, and we're going to try to make this. We're going to try to do a little bit more streaming, a little bit different. I'm still going to be doing comic stuff, but like we said, we're going to still do interviews. I'm working on. I got to write this story for Dead Moon Detectives. I'm doing stuff on Select.
I just got thinking about something.
Yeah,
I was actually about to mention this with you off there. With me getting better at drawing, that also might end up being helpful in the long run because the better I get, the more likelihood that we could just have me be the artist. And then, guess what? We've established something that we've been talking about that always works out better, and that is when you have a duo, that writer artist duo. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you said gatekeeper?
Gatewalker.
Oh, Gatewalker. Okay. Gatewalkers. Okay, there we go. I like that the DLC is free.
Ah! Oh, I didn't even know there was a DLC out for it.
Yeah. Apparently, it goes up to $24, which isn't bad. So $24 isn't a bad price. So what is this like Diablo?
It's a RPG. It's very much like Diablo. Give me a sec. I didn't know there was a
I saw
free demo. Oh, I see. Not DLC. The demo they have a free demo that you can play.
Well, when I was doing the search, there says Gatekeeper Alpha. What's that?
No, Gatewalker.
Gatewalker. Okay, yeah. Okay, never mind. Sorry, guys. But even $24 is a fairly good price.
It's $24.99. Yeah, right now it's on sale for $20. It got a free demo if you want to check it out.
So I'll definitely look into it. Like I do want to one of my plans is after I do the Persona games and Shin, I do want to actually. I love to be able to play Immortal Thrones. I don't know if you've ever played that at all. That is a great game. So I would recommend. Also, there's Dead Space. I don't know if I'm going to do the Dead Space games in terms of streaming, but we're gonna try to. I want to start doing more stuff on Twitch. I might do some stuff on the weekends, maybe like when I'm off. On the weekends that I'm off, which is every other weekend right now because of work. Like I'm off this weekend, so I might maybe Sunday do like an hour on Twitch or something like that, just to start doing it. But I'll do something different. The YouTube, I'm going to make the Persona games and stuff like that.
That's actually not a bad idea. Maybe even start doing my lifting on get home from work. And on days I don't I guess you say when I work early, like tomorrow and Sunday. I think I work early on Monday. Oh, here's one for you. So not next week, but the following.
The first week of
it might actually be next week. Hold on.
The week of the 28th.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the week of the 21st I work.
I got 2 shifts in Chickasha here. The week of the 22nd to the 28th. Oh, they finally got the rest of my schedule posted for that week. But yeah, I work Chickasha Sunday and Monday. Both early shifts though, so at least I'm not closing. And if I have a list, that's fine because Chickasha is the shit when it comes to the lists. I don't mind having a list of Chickasha. Want to know why? Like every other store, it's you do it yourself, you're on me. In Chickasha, it's everybody works together and busts it out real quick to get you out of there quicker. And I'm like, bruh, I will take that. But basically, the reason why I'm bitching is Chickasha is like a 45-minute drive away.
Oof. Yeah, see, I don't like to. I try to keep my driving for work. I try to keep it within a little more than a half hour, because I've done that where I've worked jobs where I've driven a long time and an hour, and if something happens, then you're kind of SOL.
Oh, dude, no, not to mention, dude, let's just be honest, dude. An hour, like 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, that's not too bad. You can. It's one of those. It's long, but it gets to where you still have that. How do I put this? You still have the ability to enjoy it. It's long, right, but it's not too long. Right when it starts to reach that point, where you're like,
yeah. And that's the thing too is. Yeah, 30 minutes really is, like, I like it currently. Like, my current job right now basically takes me about 11 minutes to get to work. Because I'm right off the highway, and I jump the highway, 81, right directly to work, get off right off the highway from Cameron Street, and I'm right into this, right next to, basically, like I said, it's 11-minute drive. It's nice. So when I'm coming home at nighttime, or even when I was working the night shift, the weekend, it was like Sunday morning, I'd get off, or Monday morning, I get off at 6:30, boom, I was ready to go, not have to worry about traffic. I was home within 10, 15 minutes, and I was able to get to bed really quickly. So yeah, it was cool. I really liked it. So anyhow, so yeah, let's I think, Bob, you're going to appreciate Shin Megami. One of the great things about this series is there's a lot of religious overtones in the series. I don't know. Have you ever heard about Shin Megami, or?
I've heard like bits and pieces, nothing too major. Let me switch this over to. Hopefully the comments stay live, and hopefully we end up having. People find us good. This is a new channel. It's not too bad at the perspective because Streamlab is very bright.
Oh yeah. Well, hopefully, still got maybe Neil will pop in and stuff like that.
Well, like I said, it's just This is starting new, bro. Starting new.
Yep, but we're gonna have fun. So the biggest difference here is the nice thing is there's 3 different versions of the game that they give you with the remastered Shin Megami. So let's start here. What Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne originally was a game for the NES, or for the NES. And basically, it was a dungeon crawler, and you're going through. It was a first person. You would go through the dungeon, and you would dungeon crawl all the way through, and then you would run into the boss, like the things that you would need to fight. Now, one of the great things about this game came out well before Pokemon, and so everything you know about Pokemon pretty much got its start in Shin Megami Tensei, the first one. They did do a translation and port from the NES version to North America version when they did the iOS version, but originally Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne or Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne was the first game to actually be here in the United States. Now we did have the Persona games, which are technically spin-offs. They're not actually in the main Shin Megami series. They are its own series, kind of spin off, but they just use.
I'm going to just cut you off now. You lost me like
So anyhow,
Alright.
so in this version, you actually had it was in the Japanese version. There was a Rhino was his name, the character's name. But when they released it in the United States, that character was replaced by none other than Dante from Devil May Cry. So they actually have it in the remaster. You can actually play as the original character or with Dante. Now Dante is in this basically. This is you do have to actually fight Dante, but you can recruit him later on into your team.
So kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics and Cloud.
Well, no, because that was more. That was more of a traditional RPG. You know,
Well, I'm saying, like where you, if I remember right, you had to fight Cloud first. That's how you ended up recruiting.
Yeah, I got to see here. So we do have the option. Like I said, we could play the original game. We could do Chronicle. Which Chronicle? Give me a second here. Shin Megami.
Me. I'm going to take every bit of that I can on this campfire before it goes out. Keep myself warm. Get everything I can from around the campfire, all the stone and whatnot, wood, stuff for making me like refilling my water.
Okay.
I don't think I can. That's kind of scary. Look over the edge and you just see ice spikes.
Okay, so the Manic Pack, we have three versions. The Chronicle is basically the original version, which features the character Rhino. The Manic version has Dante. So which version would you like me to do?
Do whatever, dude. I'm like, whatever one you want to do, whichever one thinks is going to be more fun for you and for people to watch. I'm right now doing
I'm gonna do it the way I did it when I first played the game. So I originally got this game back when it was on the PS2, and for me it was that I was going through a divorce at the time, and going through this game allowed me to do like a lot of things like rejection and stuff like that. So this game holds a lot of. Honestly, it's like for me, it's like one of my favorite my games of all time. Like, you know, I'm a huge, as much as I am as a whole, and it's really, besides Final Fantasy VIII, this actually introduced me to a whole different type of RPG. You know, I played Final Fantasy VIII, I played Final Fantasy IX, and stuff like that, but I didn't really know of anything outside of the Final Fantasy games. And when someone actually, now I did also play Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross, so I did know those two because those were all Square games. But you know, I had a friend that actually introduced me to. She's like, "Hey, do you play JRPGs?" I'm like, "JRPGs? What's that?" I mean, I know Final Fantasy, and you know, I didn't know that JRPG was actually like a separate genre. Now this was in 2006 when I first played the original version on the PS2, and so she was like, "Oh yeah, you never heard, you don't know what JRPGs is?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "Well," she's like, "That's technically what Final Fantasy is." She's like, "That's what the whole genre is. It's part of what's called JRPG. They're Japanese RPGs." Because at that time frame, American RPGs really didn't exist the way we would call them. Now you had Diablo, which of course is an RPG. You know.
On a lot of the action RPG, like, because I'm playing now basically almost like a Diablo clone, I guess you could say.
Right. Yeah, so those types of games existed. You know, but I didn't know anything out. Like, I actually thought Final Fantasy I knew it was a Japanese company made it, but I didn't know that it was technically a Japanese RPG.
And she's like, and she explained to me the differences, and she's like, well, there's all this stuff outside. Like, so she introduced me to the Tales series, through Tales of Abyss. Of course, Nocturne, and then of course the Digital Devil sagas, and then he of course had the whole Rhino series, and then of course that's when they also introduced me during the same time Persona 3 FES, and then I actually got Persona FES. That's when I got my first Persona game. Of course, then Persona 4. So I had all these games on the PS4 or the PS2 that I never knew about, and I was in heaven because I'm seeing these games, that literally opened up so much of my world into like these different things. And of course, I had heard of Pokemon and stuff like that, because technically Pokemon's an RPG. Yeah, Pokemon's an RPG. I mean, while it is a monster collection, it is an RPG, because you're still dealing with stats of the Pokemon, raising their levels and stuff like that. So it is a RPG. But, this whole mature aspect of JRPGs just like really blew my mind, with the Mana series, and of course, I've said all the other stuff. So I was like, I was just blown away. So the great thing that I loved about Nocturne was the fact of, as a Christian, it just had so many religious overtones and stuff like that, dealing with devils, heaven and earth, and the destruction and stuff like that. Of course, as you guys see, the main character right there is who is basically leading you through the game and stuff like that. I'm not going to reveal who he is and stuff like that, but that's not you play another character, but that guy is basically leading you through the game and stuff like that, But anyhow, so yeah, we're gonna kick this on here. I just gotta check one other thing here. Now we're gonna do about another half hour, 45 minutes, because Bob's gotta work tomorrow. So unfortunately,
I gotta be then cash at 7:30 in the morning.
In the morning.
I mean, but to be fair, bro, what I thought was kind of hilarious was this morning, right? So I get up, right? And I was making this joke. I was like, I get up, I get my hoodie on, and I immediately get a phone call. And instead of like my one coworker, I didn't even get a chance to smoke. I was like, no. I didn't get a chance to get pants on.
Okay, so we're gonna go here. We're gonna start at and this is actually how I learned. The thing about this game is there is not a easy level at all on this game. Easy does not technically exist in JRPGs.
Sure they do if you spend enough time leveling up.
Well, yeah, if you spend enough time leveling up and stuff like that. The other thing too was, there was not originally there was not a sorry, this is just the intro title.
Oh no, you're fine. Last time I went and played this, let me left.
All right, and then of course we're gonna do okay. Oh. Chaos given. All right, done.
Oh, bitch. All I gotta say is you gotta love when you hit somebody, hit a group of thingies so hard at once they all die.
Hold on. I got screwed up here. I gotta.
You see, America, this is why you don't get involved with the soy. The soy.
No!
And
No.
that
There we go.
was hilarious. Me grabs battery, gets instantly swarmed by a group of monsters. Me immediately start running and use.
I did it again. Dang it!
Ah! I like that. Not done.
I'm just not used to playing on my PC. It's just so much easier. Okay, here we go. All right.
And of course, you're also stuck streaming with me, so I'm going to be making dumb jokes.
All right, and then we're gonna go.
I must find the last battery. It must be out here somewhere in the wild. White yonder because it's all snow.
All right. Bob, are you getting the audio through the stream? Like for the game?
I'm not sure. I think I was earlier. I know. I know. I'm hearing a lot of my game because
Okay, good. I wanted to make.
Like I said, I think I was earlier. Owie.
All right, now this female character Yuko Takio is basically your teacher, and she's the guide into the next world. Of course, you can change the name and stuff like that, but on everybody else, I just keep the same.
All I gotta say is, and your character is constantly like, teach me everything you can, senpai.
So yeah, one of the great things that I really love is, like I said, we're gonna.
Ooh, well, I did have one still going, but.
All right, so we're coming in here into Shinjuku at the Yogikai Stadia. Interesting. So they took out the audio here because originally in the PS2 version, you actually hear the phone ring. All right.
Okay.
So that is the Isamu is actually he's a student with you. And of course, you okay, and I'm not gonna read the stuff. I know a lot of people. Some people do. I'm not the type of person to do that. Yeah. All right. So yes, we're gonna leave the area. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, Spot. That's right. No role player.
All right, now we're coming into a staple in the Shin Megami series, and actually in Persona 1 and 2, and all the Persona games, where you actually have a map to go through. So you actually have a map of Tokyo. So, and then of course all these green things, like you can actually talk to people here, and they'll tell you like the little things going on, and then you can come down here. And you're talking here to another person. They basically just tell you stuff. I usually do, honestly, they don't give you much of anything. I don't go there. I just know. So we're gonna go to Yogi Park here.
Yogi Park.
What's sad is I just now turned to look, be able to, or had the opportunity to turn to look at the map, and it was fading to white. I was like, oh, I got over here.
Now, in the original, there was no voice overs.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, there was. It was actually just the language. It was just translated, but there was no Japanese over it or any. It's just basically him talking. So his mouth would move in the original. It would just move, and they would just translate on the screen what he was saying. Okay.
The translated today.
Now, are you hearing that coming through?
No.
So you're not hearing the audio for the game at all?
No.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know how to do that. I'm not the great.
Well, you do things I can't do. I can do things you can't.
Mm-hmm.
Plasma stream with a different style. You know what I mean?
I like to get through. All right, so we're gonna go to the hospital. Now, normally, what the nice thing about the game really tells you kind of where you have to go. If you look at the red dots there on the screen, that will tell you where you need to go. All right. Give me a moment here, guys. Just. All right, I'm going to mute it here. That way. Because actually, that's the way I'm used to doing the game. Because I'm actually going through and playing the original on my I'm playing the original on my PS or on my Steam Deck. I was actually able to mod my Steam Deck, and I have PCSX2 on there, and I'm playing. Because that's why I put out on a vote the other night about having people watch. Either watch me on or want me to play the remaster or the original.
Okay.
So, and unfortunately, I don't have a dock yet to, and I don't have a what's it called to actually stream off the Steam Deck yet. So
Capture card.
Capture card, yeah. I don't have those yet. I don't have that yet.
That's because you are not fancy like me, my friend.
Yeah, well, you know. Yeah. Alrighty, so we gotta go over to where he's at, and then. One of the things is I want to get to the nice thing about the one thing I love about this game is the first creature you actually meet up and can recruit is Pixie,
And I actually a couple years ago they actually released a Figma figure of Pixie. And I had to pick her up because
Nice.
you know,
Raisins.
yeah, because reasons. Unfortunately, I did miss out. They released the main character from here as a Figma figure, and I missed out on it. So I gotta wait to see if they do a re-release on it. So, yeah, all right.
Do it.
I wonder if Neo's working tonight.
Possibly.
All right. All right. Now I got to go back down to the lower level.
Me. You doing that? The first thing that popped in my head. I'm gonna sing the Doom song. Doom, 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 doom.
So did you hear about the rating on the Velma?
Oh.
Because we know that's not Scooby-Doo
Mhm.
at all, period. I don't care. Bob and I don't know if Bob's a Scooby-Doo fan. I know I am.
Dude,
And that is not Velma or Scooby-Doo or anything in name.
dude, all I gotta say is it is literally so bad. Like, part of me wants to see it just to see how bad it actually is. Like, not even hate watch it, just to see how bad it actually is for myself. I'm like, because everyone's all like, Velma's the most unlike They took literally one of the most likable characters in the series and made her unlikable.
Yeah.
And it's like, you guys do realize how many people looked at Velma and was like, I want to fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because she's as much as Daphne is like like supposed to be like the hot girl and stuff like that. Most people technically don't like Daphne. You talk to most people, Velma is who they like.
All I gotta say is thick thighs save lives, bro.
Well, it's the geeky girl,
Mm-hmm. You're just kind of like, well.
And of course, yeah, just really, I'm going through. I know a lot of people are like, well, why don't you read the stuff out? Why don't you wait and read? I kind of want to get through this part. I'm more of a fan. Like, I love the story, but because I've watched it so many times, it gets overloaded. So I'm trying to get to so I can actually play the game itself.
One of those games where you play the tutorial so many times that it's actually the tutorial that will prevent you from playing the game.
Yeah.
I know that feeling.
But one of the great things that I do love about this game is like like I said, the amount of in this game, the amount of give me a second here. So the amount of creatures that you can actually get. Now the nice thing is, the big difference between this and like say Pokemon, like you actually use you actually fuse demons together to make stronger demons, or weaker demons too, depending on certain certain demons and stuff like that.
Do you want to be possessed? Because that's how you become possessed.
What?
Making demons and messing with all that.
I don't come. No, you don't, because you don't become possessed.
I'm making a joke. No, thank you. Actually, I'm talking in the game. The guy who's doing it.
No, he does. They actually the thing that they do here in this game that makes it a demon is there's a creature called a magnetama that actually gives them the power and stuff like that. So you'll get to see how he becomes that way.
He's all like, Thunder, Thundercat, Thundercat, ho! And he's a demon.
Now, the interesting thing is, watch what comes up behind him here real soon. And you'll probably guess who it is, Bob.
Your mother, Cobra Commander?
Here he comes. Do you know who it is?
Dante.
No. Look at the creature behind him. Who is that in
Well, that's supposed to be like Bahamut or something
Yep.
like that.
Yep, that's Bahamut. Yep. Now, one of my biggest issues of doing this game, of the remaster, I was really disappointed that they did not remaster the FMVs. Like, they redid the game and stuff like that. They remastered a lot of this stuff here, but they did not do the FMVs, which I don't know why. They didn't do it. It's upsetting because I think it would have made the game much better. And I'll show you here. You'll get to see here very shortly the PS2 FMVs. All right. And of course, now you get to meet a little boy and an old woman.
Yeah.
Look at. Do you notice the hand? When the hand moved, like it didn't actually go in. Like it.
Dude, I was actually too busy fighting a horde.
Oh, okay.
I literally was like, I got the horde dealt with just in time because I was about to die. So now I'm like, let me rest to get health back.
Die! He's dying! He's dying! So, other things, let's talk about the disaster of, did you hear, basically they're retconning all of Bendis's changes.
You mean, like, them destroying him destroying Super Sun, and this, that, and the other?
Well, to a point. So, they're still going to keep John older, but yeah, basically they're going to wipe basically everything about the world knowing Clark's
dude, let's just be honest. It sounds like they're trying to salvage basically the comics because they know James Gunn is about to really screw the DCEU because, all right, can we just have a real ass moment right now and just admit nobody liked James Gunn's Suicide Squad? It did not make fucking DC any money. And all it did is piss everybody off as they went, this is utter horse egg.
Yeah, but the dichotomy though was Peacemaker actually did very well for DC.
Yes, Peacemaker, but just because you were able to squeeze out that one show out of the entirety of everything you did.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so people liked Peacemaker. Okay. Ooh. That's still an entire movie that nobody really wanted. That, let's be honest, whenever it's mentioned, everyone just kind of shrugs and says, I never saw it.
I haven't watched it either.
Exactly my point. Then why was Peacemaker such a big hit if it was just because people saw John Cena, the commercials with him as Peacemaker and went,
see how bad this PS2 graphics are. So what they did was to do the game, they actually put bars that were kind of to stretch it out, and they actually just kind of took bars and fizzled them. Do you see?
Either the dude, I'm just looking at this like, wow.
So like yeah. So instead of actually re-rendering them or redoing it, they just used the PS2. I think part of the problem is, and I think it's the same thing that Final Fantasy suffered from, and the same thing with like Resident Evil, 2 and 3. They didn't have the original source codes anymore.
Oh no, I get that, but the point I wasn't even like mentioning that. Like, I have no clue. I never played those. Like, that's my big thing. You got to play them in the originals and everything. Me, there's a lot of games I didn't play the original of. Like, all right, take Mother Trucker, Escape from Butcher Bay. I think it's the.
Are you talking about the one with from Riddick? Yeah, I actually never played that game either. I never played the original, but I ended up playing not fully through, but a good chunk of the remake of Escape from Butcher Bay. And to be honest, I mean, dude, it was still a pretty fun game. I just feel like too much emphasis on like it. If you like, how do I put this? I could not be Riddick. I could not brutally kill people with my bare hands like that continuously and just kind of be fine afterwards. Does that make sense? Yeah, I've heard it's a pretty brutal game.
It's like, so for I admit I can handle a lot, but oh man, that game was a bit extreme. Yeah, we'll go extreme. Like I got done playing that game a little bit. I was just like, I need to, excuse me. He could be okay. Yeah, once he finally realizes, something. I don't know.
So for me, one of the great things I love about this game is like, I looked at it not as like being demon and stuff like that. I look at it as being the struggle with human beings, our good side and our evil side that we have to deal with and stuff like that. So like when you're
fabulous side, oh, God.
Yeah, so like when you're trying to go through here, because what actually happens is you're trying to go through and you're building yourself basically a reason. So like who your existence
a reason?
Reason.
You're not catching
REAS reason.
Okay, hold up, stop. Futurama. And I'm going to leave this planet for no reason.
I didn't get your
Like, come on, bro. This is me.
I don't know Futurama. I never watched it. Oh, I might have watched clips, but not. I've never actually watched it.
Never watched it like I watched it. Like where you're looking at me like, all right, dude, all right already. We get it. You watch Futurama. Jeez, I swear, if this Bashnuka have got any worse, I'd be back on my planet. Lloyd Berg.
All right, come on. See, I want to get to. That's the big thing about the beginning of this game. Like, there is just so much talking. Not enough. Like, getting through this first part is like frustrating. But that's the one thing about all the games, the Shin games. They're all like this, because it is an RPG. It is a lot of talking and stuff like that. It's one thing if I haven't played the game, but when you've played the game as many times as I have, it does get you to
you kind of get overboard, because you can't skip it.
Skip it. I don't
Yeah.
like this attitude, son. You're being. Are you an American or are you an American?
Yeah, I really wish that was something they did. They had skippable sequences and stuff like that you could skip through. Do. All right, yes, I'm gonna open. Do. All right. And of course, now here we are in the Amala network, and we're going through. So here we go. We're going to start.
He's going to start hurting his mother because that's all he knows how to do. I swear, every time he goes on one of these adventures, I worry. I worry so horribly.
So the first thing you open up with is the Will-O-Wisps. They're the first demons we fight. All right, so then we're going to we're going to attack. Boom.
That's long last. Fight you.
Now, the one nice thing I did always like about this, like if you got bored, you could actually just hit like auto, and you can let it fight.
Nice.
And turn it off. And then, of course, what we're going to do here is we're going to go into, and we're going to set our thing here. I always generally try to stay somewhat balanced in terms of my abilities and stuff like that. I know some other people like to go like certain balances and stuff like that. Like a more vital balance. Vite in there, because the thing is, Vite generally will open up a lot of your other stuff. That's one nice thing they did with 5 that I really like is they actually added where you can change your different your actual different stats and stuff like that, depending, and like you could actually go you could actually go back and you can change certain things. You can put your stuff in more you can change your balance, say more if you want to go fighting or more Vite or. All right, and then of course we have the you know what a Kodama is, correct? Yep. So Kodama is a Japanese creature. So
you just punched the truck out of and went, know your place, worm.
Yeah, that's because I turned on a cheat one hit because I'm going through here. Yeah, the game again. Yeah, I'm not sitting there. And I'm not going to sit there and just let, basically. You
hear that, America? The man be cheap. Shame on him. Shame on him and his.
Oof. Yeah, you saw me whiffing, of course. That's the one thing this game does do. Like, if you. All right, so we're going to go into. And I'm going to learn my lunge here. Yes, and I heal. So it looks like Rick's going live. Rick Piper. From Cross Comics. Yeah, like later on in this game, like that's where the fun stuff really begins. Like when you find, like one of the great things is
So there are like all these different routes that you can have and stuff like that. When I originally first played through the game, I actually I did it to where I could get to Lucifer, so I could fight Lucifer. This is why in Japan it's called Lucifer's Call, because the main villain is Lucifer.
Hey, you slapped the fish out of him for turning his back against the Father Almighty.
Yeah. Well,
You're like,
yeah. The other thing they did with this game was that and mostly almost all the Shin games, Satan and Lucifer are two separate beings. As a lot, in a lot of Christian mythologies, there is, depending on what denomination you come from, that's the case. They're two different. Oh, I went it the wrong way. I wanted to go the opposite way. Yeah, the other thing too is like, so the biggest influences in this game are, of course, they are the two biggest are, of course, Japanese mythology and Christian mythology, and so then there are now Japanese mythology, of course, would be your Buddhist. A lot of Buddhist gods and goddesses in here. There is a lot, like early on, of course, the pixie, which is the first creature you meet right here that we're going to get. And this is Pixie, and of course we all know where Pixie comes from, Celtic mythology. So she's actually your first, oh,
fuck.
Recruit. No, what's great about her that I love I love about her character, her stats. She's actually a nice. She's got a healing and lightning, so it actually her ability actually is good here early on, and then there's a Chinese one.
Oh, come on!
What you do?
Oh, I'm sitting there having issues where I'm trying to do my thing, and I'm trying to drop okay, it got night, right?
Okay.
And instead of me being able to drop a campfire to keep the nightmares away, I kept getting attacked by monkeys, and then when the nightmares started coming, I would try to drop it, and the nightmares would randomly spawn an attack. I just rage quit. No, fuck you, game. That's bullshit. You fucking know your mechanic is, hey, let me fucking get my shit down real quick, and then you give me no chance before nightfall to even drop a fucking campfire. Fuck you, game.
Uh-oh.
I'm just rage. It's a good game. I'm just rage quitting because that pissed me off because it was some bullshit, and I lost a bunch of materials that I had just collected.
Oof.
Look, that's the quickest way to get me to rage quit. Have me lose a bunch of shit I just collected. Yeah. Oh, fuck you, game.
Yeah, well, Purity the other night. I was watching her stream, and she's been playing Disney, the new game, the new game and stuff like that. They rolled back 3 days worth of stuff, so she spent 3 hours building up a base and stuff like that, and Disney rolled it back, so she lost all those changes.
I'd be mad too. I would rage quit. I would have so rage quit. I'd have been like, no, fuck you. I'll be back here later. Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, you're later. Like, you son of a gun. All right,
you know me. I am full on, like, every expletive deleted I could think of. Like, there's some things that I just can't say on the stream about something. Not because it's something that'll get you canceled, but something that'll people just be like, "Oh God, can he say that on the stream?" I thought I knew how to curse, but this man is a pro.
Did you hear about that? Like they're busting down on the cursing.
Oh, it didn't actually.
Yeah, they're actually even on adult streams and stuff like that. Like also like violence and stuff like that, depending on
It's further proof that YouTube is a dying platform, and I'm not even. I'm gonna pull straight like Joaquin Phoenix Joker, and I'm tired of pretending it's not. Let me mute myself real quick.
Yep. Shisa! Of course, got a medicine. Now, I could go skip all this extra area stuff here, but I want to get at least to the... I whiffed that one. Oof. Whiffed it hard. There we go. Now, I think I don't use analyze a lot. I actually think it's a weak stat, especially because I know the game. So I generally, when I can, I will try to pass it on. I try to replace it early on when I can, when I get the other magnetomas. I punch every demon I can, and I will. I'll punch him. Oh, just wait till I take the one punch against him, Fornus. I'm really hoping that Atlas does do. I'd like to see Shin Megami 4 come over to.
You made the comment about One Punch, right? And the first thing I did is the One Punch Man song. You know, One Punch.
One Punch.
Mm-hmm. So here's one for you. Speaking of One Punch, guess what I have on Blu-ray?
What? One Punch Season 1?
Uh-huh. One Punch Season 1, man.
All right. Now, Kodama is coming onto my team. Do you want to play? Yes. Let me train your strength. Yes. Give me. Come on. Take my strength. Take my strength. So this is how you recruit them. You know, you'll do different things. Like you'll give them. You know, you could do different things. They all have different abilities and stuff like that. All right. So now let's party. We're gonna summon Kodama. He's gonna be on our team.
Just be on the lookout for the SBJ demon.
SB. Okay, I'm not sure what that is.
Mm-hmm. You haven't been following the Chainsaw Man bit, have you?
No. I mean, I've read Chainsaw Man, but I've heard it's the series. Like, they didn't do a really good job with the anime.
Well, so apparently one character didn't mention what demon she had, left people to just speculate. But she looked really embarrassed about it, so people made the joke she had the, let's just say, very unique fellatio skills.
Oh, yeah. See, I thought I know a lot of people raved about Chainsaw Man, like the manga and stuff like that. I thought it was okay. Like, it was nothing to write home about. I actually liked Kaiju number 8 better. I'd like to see that as a series. That would be really cool. So, all right, now we need to go back the other way. Because we need to go down.
Hey.
Down. Yeah.
So, here's one for you. My favorite genre is when Bender tries to speak Spanish.
You're okay. You're talking about from
Futurama, right?
okay.
My
How's
favorite.
that a genre?
It's just a joke because I'm actually having Shipton guacamole right now.
Oh.
From one of the Mexican restaurants.
You gotta have your references, man. You can't just expect me to know. I don't know anything about Futurama. So I'm not gonna get what you're talking about or anything like that.
That's because you're lame. Big lame.
Whatever.
You wanna join the cool kids over here in Futuramaville?
No. You know what? I'm not into The Simpsons anymore.
I don't blame you there.
Like old school. Oh, this is what I was looking for. So, we're gonna pass here because I need to recruit Shin Megami. Yes.
So,
let me drink some of your energy. Yes.
I'm going to take this full fight to you.
So right away you have two of the main demons you get to recover. The Kodama, the Shikigami, are Japanese.
The whores, Chuck. Why are you collecting whores? You said you gave up pimping, Chuck.
I don't. My name's not Andrew Tate. Okay. My name, talk about being a douchebag, man.
To be fair, like they bring out this wireless video, right? So here's the thing. You know what they'd released a few days before that?
What?
Not them, but like what came out a few days before that? Breaking, new technology allows you to deep fake voices.
You're trying to say that they deep faked Andrew Tate's voice?
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised because Andrew Tate has been a pain in the ass against the demasculinization of men. And guess what? I do kind of like, I'm not saying for sure he's innocent, but I'm also like, when I hear that and then I hear a place known for being corrupt and having corrupt fucking officials is saying, well, we got wired, we got basically just audio that's recorded and whatnot. I'm like, okay, I'm not believing it.
Yeah, but he's going on. They got him on actual video saying about what he does with his girls.
Dude,
like
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't trust it. Dude, my whole thing is like, for all we know, this could be consensual acts that they are purposely saying he does that's non-consensual and like things like that. I don't know. And to be fair, while I disagree with the idea of him pimping out some women, if they're willingly doing it, okay, I'm not going to say anything.
But if he's blocking them from leaving, there is where I have problems. If they are there consensually, fine. But the more and more it looks like they were held against their will. Look, I do believe that men are being emasculated. I firmly believe that 100%. I think there's a demasculation of men. Men don't. There's so many things that men don't do. Men don't talk to other men. Men,
And I agree. We need to bring back the idea of a men's club. And well,
this is what the other thing I was waiting for, because Ho-Pa is my fire. She's my fire.
But you get my point, though. If you look at like Jordan Peterson and whatnot, and how they constantly went after him. When you go after the well-spoken, kindly, just very not really threatening demeanor Canadian. You leave room for where the Andrew Tate takes over the conversation, and he makes a whole bunch of people be like, la da 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 da, this is what you need to do, this is what you fucking need to do, la da 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 da. But you take, when you remove the well-spoken man, you leave nothing but the barbarian. And I feel like, and this whole thing is just a natural evolution. And when you remove the barbarian, it's not, you're going to, I guess you could say the cat's out of the bag now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, the problem is there's a big difference between Jordan Peterson and Andrew Tate. Because they tried to go after Jordan Peterson, and
but the point I'm making is when they went after Jordan Peterson and they inoculated a bunch of people to think, don't go to Jordan Peterson because he might be some far right bigot and this, that, and the other. When they do that, they leave room for the more extreme individual to come and
I do agree with that.
And what was Andrew Tate saying? Basically the same thing that 2018, 2019 Jordan Peterson was saying. He's just saying it in a lot more, lot less nice way. All right. He's saying, have your shit together. Clean, it's not clean your rooms, have your shit together, which includes a clean house. Go to the gym every day. Go to work. Do what you got to do. Find a way to make yourself self-employed so you're not having to go to work and make somebody else money. Things like that. These are things that, I agree, people with power would actually look against. So that's why I'm like, on the one hand, I don't want to immediately jump on the bandwagon because you're innocent.
Well,
I don't want to sit there and say that it's not out of the realm of possibility that people with some extreme power would take situations that are one way and use it to their advantage to make it look another way.
Yeah, give me an example. For instance, a good analogy is, so you had Glenn Beck, okay? He was mild and stuff like that. But you had your more extreme with Alex Jones. Mm-hmm. And when Glenn Beck kind of left that aspect, who took over? Alex Jones?
Yep. And when you got rid of Alex Jones, you really didn't get rid of him. He just moved to Rumble and took a lot of those people with him to Rumble. And that's why I point out that, a lot of normies use YouTube and whatnot, but you're seeing YouTube has been bleeding money. Google has been losing money. Like, they can't maintain what they're doing with their advertising. And I think that's why, if anything, like, if you look at everything that's going on with the so-called World Economic Forum and this, that, and the other, here's my thought that no one ever stopped to think about, right? Isn't it odd how it's all starting to be a bit rushed?
Oh, they have a plan. Of course they do.
Yes. Well, yes. But here's the thing. It's all become rushed. When you have a plan that you are undertaking over the course of, say, several generations, all right, like the boiling the frog, all right, in order to do that, you have to put plans in place and have things behind closed doors set out generations down the line. But if technology ends up causing people to, if you will, start to, I guess you could say, force the plan to not really be feasible because they will realize what's going. Like, you can't boil the frog if the frog realizes you're trying to boil it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they tried pushing that. I think the early 2000s into 2016. Well, I'll say the late 10s. They tried pushing it, early on in like 2010, 2011. It didn't work. So they had to kind of go back to the drawing board and stuff like that.
Look at where it all originates, though. Go back to Occupy Wall Street. See, a lot of people tend to forget, like, Obama was never a popular president. Let me repeat that for the people in the fucking back. Obama was never a popular president. He just was a black president that no one wanted to ridicule lest they be called racist. And you know this because Occupy Wall Street happened under his administration. 2 years after he was sworn in, and the only reason why it fell apart was because you had people come in and bring in the idea of the oppression Olympics and the progressive stack and the far left intersectional, identitarian views. When that happened, that's when you started to see all this very fringe ideas be started to push mainstream across the country and worldwide, because they realized that the people, when left alone to do their own thing, sooner or later, when you're trying to screw them over, unless you have them at each other's throats at all times, they start to realize, wait, you don't want what's bad for me.
Well, and that's why they started labeling Republicans as racist, and that started in the early 2000s.
Started under Bush, because of the fact that Bush did do a lot of things that was. Let's be honest, dude. Bush.
You're talking senior or junior?
Junior, but let's be honest, Bush Senior. You have to stop and look at all the way back to Reagan at the very least, because his first term, I feel like there's a lot of things he did that was against the big banks and everything, but it's why I kind of think the whole story.
Here he is. Classic Classic Dante. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. It's why the dude that tried to assassinate Reagan, because the whole Jodie Foster and Taxi Driver.
Yeah, Hinckley. Yeah, of course, Hinckley.
Isn't it a bit odd that that's the excuse that was? No, dude. I think this dude probably was grabbed up by the CIA.
Yeah,
and I bet you 10-1 that was what they programmed him to say, because we know MK Ultra and all these various programs that would force people to actually do things that they would not want to do.
It's been proven that Hinckley was involved with MK Ultra.
Yeah, so
yeah.
I'm just saying I honestly think that happened to start to curb a lot of the gun rights for Americans, because that's where you started to see that initial push to make it difficult to get firearms. And
you also notice at the same time, for all the intents and purposes, although I love the 80s, what was one of the big things that came out of the 80s was the hyper realism of the me generation, where it was pushed. It was me, I. It was all about me. It was not about the people anymore. It was not about doing what was right. It was all about, how much can I suck up as a person? You know what I mean?
What can I do for my country? It was, what can my country do for me? And I'm too scared to be able to take responsibility for myself and what I got going on. So let me get Big Daddy government to make big scary guns illegal.
Yeah, I mean, I firmly believe that the 80s and the 80s, the mid 80s, really while you had the freedom movement, and I still say with the fall of Berlin, you had to have the Soviet Union fall apart. There was no you couldn't move forward with the one world government with the Soviet Union still being around. It had to fall. 100%. If you look back at me as a Bible prophecy person, it had to fall. Because it's partly why America has to fall. Is because
now we're not going to go on the point of contention that you and I have about the end days, where we disagree, but we both can agree on one thing. there was a recent report that came out of Israel where a lot of the mainstream scholars are admitting that Jesus was the Son of God.
Well, yeah,
And
they're starting to realize that. Of course, you know what's interesting. I don't know if you saw.
Let me finish. That's one of the final markers before Jesus is said to return.
Yeah,
He is finally accepted by those who had put him on the cross, and once that happens, he returns to finally, basically, to bring the living and the dead to his eternal kingdom.
you know, yeah. I mean, you know, it's the return to Israel. What's funny is Bibi, you know, Netanyahu. You know, he's actually like he actually studies the Bible, like both New and Old Testament.
Yeah, but it doesn't change the fact that Netanyahu's a douche canoe.
So, I know you don't like him and stuff like that, you know, but still.
Dude, here's my thing. There are a lot of Israelites, people straight up from Israel, that don't like what he does. And, like, let's be honest, if he wasn't such a corrupt, like, douche canoe, there would be a lot less issues with Palestine. Let's just be honest. Like, part of the big issue with the whole, like, Israel-Palestine is he's just made the situation so untenable because his corruption is just palatable. And you think he's going to give up even an ounce of power? You got him bent.
No, he's he's not gonna. Why didn't that edit? Okay,
Like I said, I call out corrupt people when I see him, and he's always struck me as corrupt.
Yeah, well,
as soon as he got into the prime minister position of Israel, no matter how many times he's been investigated, he's done everything in his power to make sure he still got cleared. A lot of very questionable things that before that, you know, has gotten him cleared. And then he turns around and runs for re-election. Which I wonder if they're even I wonder if he even legitimately gets reelected.
Yeah, he did get reelected.
Legitimately.
Yeah, you know, he legitimately got reelected. You know, so. All right, I know you got to go soon here, Bob. I'm going to go ahead and save. I just need to get to a save point here real quick. So.
That's funny. You say that just as I finally go, all right, let me just go ahead and launch Doom 3.
I didn't know, like, what your... Because I know you got to, you know, it's, what, 8:30 there?
I knew you said you were going to go for another 30 to 45, maybe an hour, so I wasn't sure exactly how much longer.
Yeah, I just got to get to a save point, and right, I can't save here at Yogi Park. I gotta get over to Ginza in order to save here, the next area. Yes, I'm gonna leave my area. All right, and we are going. Oops, I forgot to go that way. See, I got to go in down here into Shibuya. Shibuya.
The only thing I don't like about OG Doom 3 is in order to how do you console?
All right. Alright, so let's heal. Who should I heal? Yes. Alright, and let's go to... I keep hitting the wrong dang thing.
Oh, so I have to do a whole bunch of extra shit in order to get that to work? Yeah, fuck that right now. One of these days, I might just give me a third party thingy-mabobber.
Third party what?
Mod where I can just load Doom 3 and it'll be automatically in 1080p.
Yes.
Because I prefer to play OG Doom 3. I have the BFG edition, don't get me wrong. I mean, come on, bro. I got both. I even got Resurrection of Evil.
All right, I need. Give me 50 medicines. Yes. And I need. How many do I want? 10 revival beads.
Me almost shuts off the projector. Also, me. Oh, wait. The projector's how I got the Bluetooth set up.
Oh, so will it disconnect you?
Yeah, to disconnect my Bluetooth, and you'd still hear me because, you know, I use my desk mic, but I would not be hearing you.
And here we are. Now, I'm not doing anything because I don't have the ability to save yet. I don't, but look here, you can actually, so you can go here and Pixie, and then that's your next. So there are all these different ones that you can merge with. Jack Frost. Let's see here. Do I want to do... Yeah, because the problem is if I do it yet, if I do, I don't get to... Boof. Boof. All right. And I'm almost at the save point here.
You're fine, bro. I am just chilling.
Chill like a villain?
Yeah. Well, I guess you could say my whole
All right.
thought right now is just kind of chill, let you do your thing. Kind of.
Actually, I am at this point. I got to the same point, so
You're loading up shells into that shotgun. You're like, click.
Nope, I'm actually done. I'm at where I need to be. It's 9:30, so I'm gonna go ahead and let's exit out here.
Word.
Exit here.
Okay. So I can better fight you and break you. I always preferred the more. I've always preferred the more making Bane sound a bit more. I just say rough around the edge.
Rough around the edges. Rough.
I like Bane where he just sounds like a big, strong luchador. Like
that's why I loved him in the first season of Young Justice, man. My name's Bane.
Like Bane felt like Bane, dude.
Yeah. And I loved that, and I felt, it depends on where he's in, so. All right, so we are at 9:30. Bob, where can people follow you, sir?
As always, everyone can find me on the Twitters at Brainiac420. You can find me everywhere else at Bob Jones at Comic Wars and on the YouTubes at A Nerd and Over 30.
All right, and as always, guys, you can follow me on my new Twitter handle or actually Twitter and also
everywhere else.
No, because I'm no longer on Minds, and I'm no longer the Facebook Sportland is no longer active. But I am still on Instagram, and I'm still on Facebook under Charles Benetti. But with Instagram and Twitter, it's Dead Moon D. So it's a abbreviation for Dead Moon Detectives. So and then of course here,
yeah, sure,
hey, that's mine. That's my thing. So I can put it whatever I want, I want.
No. You're supposed to say, hey now, I'm the one that's supposed to be the one making those jokes. Get back in your lane and being overly nerdy.
So, all right, guys. I'm hoping to maybe stream again, maybe this weekend. I don't know because I got a full week. The next 2 weeks, I am going to have a lot of work. So I'm actually working a 14-day stretch. So I won't have any time. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we don't have anybody, so I won't be able to stream the next 2 weeks. So I might do an extra stream, Monday or Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure yet, what is going on tomorrow or Sunday. But if not, I'll see you guys in about 2 weeks. I'm going to try to, every 2 weeks, we're going to try to do a stream. And, of course, catch Bob whenever he streams, over on his channel. And,
I'm trying to get back into the habit of streaming myself.
Yep. So, and I'm doing the same thing. So, thanks, guys, for coming on. I appreciate it. And we'll see you. For those who are, watching the replay later, have a good night.
Later, folks.